Aloha and welcome to Knitted Paradise, where the needles are clicking and the yarn is squishy. My name is Lucia, and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Pearl of the Pacific. Welcome to episode 54. Today is Sunday, December 21st, and I'm recording a little later in the day, just the way things worked out. My brother is coming into town this week, which I don't know if I've mentioned or not. I'm really excited, but it means that we've had to do a lot of cleaning, of course, as you do in the holidays, and some rearranging of stuff so that he has a place to sleep, because we live in a pretty small apartment, and yeah. So while my husband is at work, I've been at home doing some cleaning, catching up on some podcasts, taking breaks here and there to knit, but not a whole lot of knitting, more cleaning, which is okay. I enjoy cleaning, so it's not so bad. But I thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to sit for a little bit, record a podcast, talk to all of you guys about what I've been doing this week, talk to you about what's coming up, and yeah, then get back to the cleaning. It's okay. I enjoy cleaning, so it's not so bad. So, below the conch shell, we have some Knitalongs going along, or one Knitalong going on, and some coming up. We have the accessories Knitalong for the month of December. So I guess you have about 10 days left, and any accessory that you have finished within the month of December doesn't have to be started. So a lot of gift knitting, just, snap a quick picture, put it in the thread, and you'll be entered to win a skein of SilverSpun. I don't think I have it with me, but I've showed it before. And yay for that. And then January is going to be the cast-on knit-along. And then February is going to be Fix It February. So those are the upcoming ones. All right, well, without much ado, let's get into On the Island. Going through my show note list here that I just kind of keep a running document of. I haven't touched my husband's sweater. I haven't added anything to the sweater garland. I do plan on knitting at least one more, so I still have it as a work in progress, even though I finished 2 items. I started, let's see if it's here. I started a Miss Gelato Giraffe, which is going to be a Mr. Gelato Giraffe because it's a boy. And this is a pattern by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears podcast. And I actually just watched their most recent episode, so hello to them. If you haven't checked them out, you should. It's Kay and Dan, and they're an adorable couple from the UK who podcast together. And they talk about places in the UK, they talk about their knitting. It's really fun. Anyway, she just put out a new giraffe pattern, and it's called Miss Gelato Giraffe. And I'm doing it out of Lorna's Lace's Shepherd Sport in Mason. It's going to be the main body. And then I have Silver, which is going to be the nose and the hands and stuff. So I don't have very much. That's about what I have so far. So I had started this with some other yarn, and I didn't like the way it was turning out. So I am doing it out of this. I know it calls for a worsted, but I'm doing it on a sport. I'm doing it on size 2. I think these are size 2s, yeah. And so that's just started. I thought I was further along, but I know I was further along in the other yarn, and then I ripped it out because I didn't like it, and I found this in my stash, and I was like, oh, that'll be perfect. I'm doing another triple swell hat, which I think is in this bucket. I just made a bucket of all the things I'm working on. Oh, good, I did put some things in there that I've needed. And this is for the same coworker I did the black one for. She liked it so much that she wanted a gray one. So this is Spud and Chloe's sweater, and I think it's Beluga. And I've already used up 1 ball. And this may not be a full ball. I had 4 skeins of it for a sweater that I just never got around to knitting. I mean, I started it. It's still half knit, but I don't think I'm ever going to finish it. So I think I will parse out those skeins because I love this yarn. And I do something else with them. So this is how it's turning out. It's really big, which is funny because I'm knitting it on the same needles as I've knit the other ones, but for some reason this one is turning out much larger. It may be because it's a bigger yarn. And sorry, I'm just looking at the cat. I don't know what he's doing in there. And so that is coming along. And I think I finished all of the, yeah, I finished all the patterning. So now I just need to do plain rows and crown decreases. So that is that. And then I will be casting on another one of those for, hi. My mom wants a hat, and then her best friend requested a hat. So I'm gonna be 2 more of those hats. The funny thing is that I wrote the pattern. If you guys, if you're a new viewer, this is a new pattern of mine, the triple swell hat. And I wrote the pattern, but I still have to refer to it when I knit them, which is kind of funny. I think I've finally remembered how many to cast on at this point. And I know to, you know, do the ribbing for 2 inches and then, you know, add some stitches, and the cat is playing with it. Oh, that's fine. And, but I still have to look up like where to start the row, which is kind of funny. I would think that it's my pattern. Maybe I should know these things, but I don't. So anyway, funny tidbit of knitting your own pattern. It was good the first time I think when I was knitting the black hat, I looked up at the pattern, the final pattern, and realized that there was a mistake in it. My draft pattern, which I had done like in Word, and then I transferred it to another program to make it look pretty, and I had transferred the initial pattern, and then I'd done a lot of the formatting, and I hadn't transferred the final pattern, so I had to send out an update. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm glad I realized it when I did. So that is set. And the other thing I cast on, which is not actually in my show notes because I cast this on last night, it's, oh gosh, the cat just got a bag of Lego or something under the table there. It's the Morel hat, and this is out of my GeekString that I traded. GeekString in Sonic Rainbow, and this is her Sunwell Superwash Merino worsted. It is a single ply, but it's superwash, so ta-da! So that is coming along. And I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with this pattern. I love how it's knitting up. It's really bright. I did not realize how neon the yarn is when I got it, but I'm really liking it. It's really bright and really happy. It's a free pattern, so I can tell you about it, but you cast on 100 stitches, then you do ribbing for, I doubled the ribbing because I like the ribbing long. As you can see in the hat that I designed, the ribbing is quite long. And then you increase to double the amount of stitches, and then you start the pattern, and it's supposed to make it slouchy, but I'm just worried that I'm not going to have enough yarn to do that. Plus, I'm not sure how I like this pattern and this yarn combination. I mean, I like it, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to knit a little bit more. I've done like a couple pattern repeats. It's a very simple pattern, but I may do something with like some slip stitches in it. But we'll see. I'm just worried about this cast on not being big enough. Let me try it on. It'll look absolutely ridiculous. I guess it's not too bad. We'll see. I may end up liking it. But, so that is that. I love the yarn though. It's really soft and really fun to knit with. And I think that's it for on the needles, minus something that's halfway set sail. So we'll transition into that. Oh, I forgot something. I thought it was so good putting things in the bucket yesterday and then didn't bring something out. I am basically finished with my Foolproof by Louise Zass-Bangham. This is for my mom. And it is large. The only reason I am not done yet is because I basically ran out of yarn. That's how much I have left right now of one, and that's how much I have left of the other one. So, and that's after doing some serious fudging at the end. So I'm going to try to find something similar. I mean, I've only got 5 stitches on the needles, so I really just need to find something to like tie them up together with. I mean, I might be able to do it with this, but I don't think that's going to be very secure. So I'm going to look in my stash and see if I can find a scrap of something that's similar to either of these colors that I can use on the last maybe 2 rows, because otherwise these ends are just super tiny and I'm worried about them not holding the end. So as you can see, I've just got like 5 stitches there. So I'm just going to find something very similar, cinch those up, weave them in, and then wash and block it. And it's pretty big. I made it so that she could double it around and still have it pretty baggy. So it's pretty nice. I think what happened was I just got overzealous with clue 1 and did too many repeats. Clue 1 is this one. And I did too many repeats. And I probably should have done 1 less repeat and then I would have had enough yarn. But by the time I realized that, I was a good way into clue 2, maybe even clue 3. And at that point, I wasn't ripping back. So I'm just going to fudge it at the end. And it'll be nice and long, which will be nice. She lives in Hawaii, so she doesn't need it like close up to her neck for super cold. But it does get chilly there. So that will be going off to her shortly. And the other thing I finished were my the Polperro Hornpipe socks, which I actually still have. I didn't end up seeing my friend because he couldn't make it to. We went to see The Hobbit on Wednesday, and it wasn't a good time for him to come because of his work and stuff. So I didn't see him yet, which means I still have the socks. So I'm going to go grab them and so I can show them to you. Okay, I'm back. So here are the socks, and they are out of Miss Bag's Cosmic Hand Paints in the Fraser colorway. And yes, oh, the pattern is by, where is it? Deep Sea Knits. And I ran out of the green, and so I used what was left over from my husband's socks, the Lego socks that I knit him. And I forget what it is. It's actually a sport weight black of some sort. I don't remember. Anyway, and I knit until I ran out of that. And then I needed to do the bind off still, and I didn't want to rip back another row because I wanted them to be tall. So I found another black yarn in my stash. After trying unsuccessfully to bind off with the black, I got about I got halfway through one sock or halfway through the back of one sock, or the front of one sock, and then halfway through the front of the second sock, and then realized binding off with the original black wasn't going to work. So I ripped back and I'm like, maybe I can do it with the green. And I got through, I think, a sock and a half, and I didn't have enough. So I ripped that out and then found another black in my stash and bound off with that, which means there was a million ends to weave in, but it looks nice. The green didn't look quite nice as the bind off. It looks better with the black. I think the bind off, I think it's the Loopy Solid series that I just had left over in a black skein of some sort. So those are done. And now I can wash and block them. Hopefully I will see him sometime this week. Give him his birthday socks. And yeah. So that's what I finished this week. One's totally done, except I need to snip the ends off. And the other one still needs a bit of fudging, but it's going to get mailed out this week. Fingers crossed. That's the plan, because her birthday is coming up at the end of the month. So I want to get that done. All right. From the mainland, I ordered from the Loopy U, which I haven't done in a really long time. Last year, I felt like I was ordering from them every other week for whatever reason. And this year, not so much. But I needed some yarn for a couple sock orders that came in, and then my mom's hat, and then the one for her best friend. I was originally going to use this for her hat, but then I decided to get something else, because that wasn't quite what I wanted. And that ended up being perfect for the giraffe. Because I was like, what am I going to do for the giraffe? That's for the hat. I'm like, well, why don't I just get something else for the hat and use that for the giraffe? So it turned out perfectly. So I got, that's for something else. All right. Ta-da. I got some, I already caked it up because I need to knit on it pronto. I got 2 skeins of Malabrio Rios, and this is the lettuce colorway, which is very lovely green. And this is the glitter colorway. I don't know why it's called glitter. It's a very nice, warm, tonal brown. And it's beautiful. And so this one's going to be for my mom. They're both going to be triple swell hats. And this one's going to be for her best friend. Because I asked my dad, like, what colors does mom wear a lot of? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, I asked her best friend, and she's been wearing a lot of green. So I found this, which I've seen this colorway before, and I love it. And then I asked her, what color does she want? She said, I want brown. So I found this. And I love Rios, and I already knit a triple swell hat out of Rios, and I love how it turned out. So, I don't think I've ever shown that one on the podcast. Maybe I'll have to borrow it from my friend. Because the original one I knit in Dramatic Knits Dramaturg DK. And then I knit a second one as a test out of Rios. And I knit a matching pair of mitts. If you look at the pictures from the patterns, you'll see it. And so those are going to go on the needles shortly. And I got 2 skeins of sock yarn. One is Sweet Georgia Yarns Tough Love Sock in Bison, which is another brown, which is funny because I don't knit with a lot of brown. So you can kind of see it. It's a very different brown though. You can see the differences. This one's got a lot more gray, almost some purple in it. So these are going to be socks for a friend of my best friend, and he wanted manly colors, conservative manly colors, because I consider there are 2 categories of manly colors. There's weekend manly colors and like business manly colors, and he said business manly colors. So brown for one of his friends, and then blue for another one. This is Lorna's Lace's Shepherd Sock in Sheridan. So that's kind of fun because they're a local dyer to me. And Sheridan is one of the major roads. I actually drive on Sheridan to get to work, or bike on Sheridan if I'm biking to work. So it's kind of fun to, Sheridan is a large road. It goes along the lake over here, so a lot of people take it. So that's what I got in terms of yarn. I also got I reached, I guess, the first peak. If you order so much from them throughout the year, you get little rewards. So I reached Sunshine Peak, so I got a little pin, and I got a pattern for a little sock. And I get a little bit of yarn to knit the sock out of, which is funny because it's almost the same color as that one, which is also a kit from the Loopy U. But this one's a little darker. That one's a little more orangey. So I'll have two little socks. This one's called a needle holder because they have a little thing of needles in it. And then, oh, another thing that I got were these cool cards that have pictures of pretty yarn on the back. And then on the other side, they have made for, made by materials and care instructions, which are perfect if you're gifting things to people. When for my custom knit items that I sell, I have business cards, and on the back I have like care instructions, and then I write, you know, what the pattern was and what the yarn is, and the yarn dyer and things like that. So because I like to give credit to those people, and the person who receives it may not care, but I like to give credit to those people. So I also got some long needle cords for my needles. They're still all wrapped up, all pretty, like, it's like a little present. It's really cute. The yarn came wrapped up too, but I've already opened that obviously and wound it up yesterday. I just don't want to open them yet, but I got a 40-inch cable and a 47-inch cable because I realized I don't have a lot of longer ones. When I was looking for one for my husband's sweater, I realized I didn't have just a really long cord. So I had them in my cart for a while, and when I went to look for that yarn, they were already in the cart. I was like, sweet, I'll just leave them in there. Obviously, I need them because they've been in my cart that long. And another bonus of ordering during the month of December is you get their calendar. So I got the Romney Ridge Farm 2015 calendar, which has lots of pictures of adorable sheebies. And little quotes and things throughout the year. And so I'm really excited. I'm going to put this on my desk at work. It's the perfect size. All right, I am back. Apparently my thing decided to stop recording. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, I was talking about the calendar. It's the perfect size. It's not too big, and it'll fit on the wall next to my desk, which is actually being built right now. Well, not at this very moment, but this last couple weeks, because right now our office is very small, and in terms of people and space, and so we're building, or another department, the construction properties department, is building an extension onto our office so that me and another coworker can have kind of our own space, because right now we're kind of sharing space with the other people that are in there, and which is fine and dandy, but it'll be nice when, you know, everyone can kind of spread out a little bit and not be so worried about, like, oh, is my cup in your way, or like, oh, is this my pen or your pen, and we're just kind of all on top of each other. There are places in the building for us to go, you know, spread out, but if you want to be in the office, there's only one table, and it's not a very big table, so it'll be nice when we can spread out a little bit more. So that's where that's going to go. That's it for what I got from the mainland. Put it back in my bucket over here. Oh, let's see. Flora and fauna. Oh, I wanted to do a an update on the Knitter's Pride cubics that I got. This hat I'm knitting, I'm going back to my cubics, and size 6, which is the smallest one in the set. But I wanted to show you, let me just go get them. I forgot to stick them in the bucket. Not as organized as I thought I was. Okay, I'm back. So what I wanted to show you, this is kind of, I guess, an extension on the review I did, is that I noticed on this one, the coating is coming off. I don't know if you can see that. Which one is it? It's this one. These are my size 7s. You can see kind of right near the tip there. It's right there. You can see a little bit of kind of copper color instead of the nice silver finish. And I don't know how that happened because I did use these a lot. I think these are the ones I've used the most. And so I just thought that was interesting, and I thought that was worth sharing, that I've never seen that on any of their needles, and none of my other ones are doing it, but I think these are the ones I've used the most. I mean, it doesn't seem that it would affect the knitting a whole lot, but that is something in there then lacking in the quality. I've never had problems with them before, so I don't know what that's about, but I just wanted to share that update. It's not, I mean, I still enjoy them, and come on, go back in the case. I'm really enjoying knitting on this with them, and it's just something I observed that I wanted to share. So that is the Flora and Fauna section. Now to the From My Holly section. I have some more Lego to share with you. Over here, which you can't see at the moment, is a nice setup that I did yesterday as part of my cleaning / furniture rearranging. Is I set up a couple of tables and put a nice white tablecloth over them, which the cat has decided is his new napping spot, of course. And we have started setting up our Lego Christmas town. Every year, Lego puts out a big Christmas set that's just for that year, and then they put out a run of, a couple little limited little sets. And let me grab the instructions from this one. This is the one I put together last night, and this is one of the ones from this year. It's this little elf workshop, basically, and it goes along with the larger set, which is Santa's workshop, which we haven't built yet. We haven't built any of the big sets. We've actually moved the past 2 winters, so we have those Lego sets from the past 2 years still in their boxes. We haven't built them yet. So we're kind of excited to actually not be moving during the winter, for one, because moving sucks, and moving during the winter sucks even more. And but we're excited we can actually put together our Christmas town. So now that I've got the table set up, we can actually start building it. But last night it got kind of late, and we didn't get to do the big ones, but we did a couple of the small ones. So this is the little elf workshop, and it's quite detailed. You've got this little lamp here over a workbench, and then you've got some cans of paint back here and some tools along the wall. There, you can kind of see it. And then you've got a bucket over here for tools, and then these little guys. This one's got a paintbrush and a tool, and this one's got a power drill and things like that. And the most adorable part of this set are the little things that come with it. And one of them is a little bulldozer. Tiny, tiny little bulldozer. And you also get a tiny, tiny little train engine. And then you get a couple of presents. Ta-da. And you also get a little nutcracker. Or, yeah, I guess he'd probably a nutcracker. Maybe he could be a little guard or something. I don't know. It's really cute, though. They're like micro scale. So that was what I put together last night. And my husband put together this little set, which is a little sleigh ride. So you've got these guys on a sleigh ride with the grumpy man. Can you see his little face? Grumpy man driving the horse in the snow. And then there's this little girl sitting on a bench in the snow with this cute little lamp with a little wreath on it. Well, at least a little, I guess not really a wreath, it's just a plant with some red flowers and then some little trees. So these will all be part of our Christmas village. Dun, 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 dashing through the snow. Okay, I'm done. So those are a couple of the little sets that we have. If the cat stops lying on the table, then maybe we'll get some more built. But look for pictures on Instagram of the Christmas town as it develops, or winter town. Doesn't have to be Christmas town, but winter town. And yeah, we'll probably leave that up for a while because we're just now finally get around to building it. So that is what has been going on in the Lego world so far. And I think that's really it for this time. It's the only other thing in my show notes is on the horizon, but I've kind of already talked about that with the 2 more triple swell hats. I'm also getting a dog sweater for my parents' dog, and I found some yarn for that. I was going to order some yarn, and then I was looking through my stash, and I realized I had ordered this Knit Picks Brava, which is their acrylic base, last year to make some stockings, which I started and then decided that it wasn't happening. And so I still had the yarn. So I have this dark green and this dark blue. I also have a light blue and light green, but I thought for the dog, dark is better. And then I have this gray. I don't remember the colors. If you really want to know, I can look them up. But the main part of the sweater is going to be these 2. And then if I need some more, I'll use the gray. I'll kind of see. I found a dog sweater that's more like a recipe. It's not really a pattern, so I'm not sure how much yarn it uses. So that's what I'm going to use. Because it's acrylic, it's easy to wash, and I already have it. So perfect, right? And I think that's it. So I'm hoping that you are all having a wonderful holiday season and that you get to spend lots of time with family and that your holiday knitting isn't too stressful. And don't make it stressful. Then it kind of takes the joy out of it. Like, that's the whole point of knitting gifts for people, is that you put your joy and love into it so that they can enjoy it as well and get your love through that. So I hope that all goes well. And remember to put the pictures of your finished accessories in the Ravelry group. The group is called Knitted Paradise Podcast. And if you haven't joined, you should go join. And because I post random fun things. And that's where all the contest threads are. So if you want to participate in any of the knit along contests, that's where they happen. So have a great week. Happy Christmas, everybody, because Christmas is this week. And I will hopefully see you all next week. Maybe my brother will make a surprise appearance. We'll see how he feels about that. But he'll be in town, so we'll be doing lots of fun things, and I'm excited. Yay! I haven't seen him in a really long time, so I'm excited to have him here, and yay! I love my little brother. Well, there's only 2 of us, so that's it for the siblings in my family. All right, enough babbling. Happy Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. I think tonight's night 5. Or maybe night 6. This is night 6. That's right. So, happy Hanukkah. And whatever else you celebrate. All right. Bye.